our first podcast back in a while.
Yeah.
So we've got Gwyn from Zentai Lord.
Yeah.
King.
Gwyn Williams, the founder of Zentai Shiatsu. And I just finished the Shiatsu course a couple of weeks ago. And man, it was such a tool to the arsenal. You know, that's what it is. For me, what it was touch. Like, and that's a missing thing a lot of the time especially in the rehab field. In the older days, they used to touch more and move stuff around. Now they're moving away from that. And it's all just sort of evidence-based paper. What does that say? What do I give them? And there's a lack of connection there. And it really reminded me, like I'm into this Shirley Salmon lady at the moment. And she's been a physio she's 87, so 60 years or something. And I was hearing you guys talk and I could hear the similarities and just how integrating, you know, you're integrating this fluidity system 90-minute sequence, well, the one I did, and hers is all obviously physical therapy. But they both came back to touch, and hers was like, okay, what does it feel like when you move the shoulder blade? Like, does it feel like it's stopping or does it not feel like it's stopping? And things like this. And I just saw how different it was. The way you ran a course is so unique because, and this is what's great, and you would have loved it, right? Because sometimes and Jake has told me this before, like when you're doing like a 8-hour day and if you're just doing whatever you're meant to be doing, like say you're learning about the neck or something, the last 3 hours are almost a write-off because you just forget everything. You're like, all right, I'm done. Like my brain's not working. But the way you ran it was like, it was sort of in there, then out there. Let's do a bit of this and let's do a bit of this. And let's sing a song. Like there was all these almost little games and ways to break up the day. And the amazing thing was it went so fast. You know, you look at the end of the day like, well, that's already been compared to those days that you're sitting in class and you're like, oh, I just want to go home. Because something that always sticks by me is to Maya Angelou quote, and it's people always forget what you said and did, but never forget how you made them feel.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's what I've thought about in regards to business and running workshops. I'm like, I've been to workshops where the last thing I felt was I wanted to go home.
Yep.
And then that's what you'll remember when you want to do the next one. Even though they're showing you gold, it's like, it's too much, right? But yours was like, I've still felt like you're still tired at the end of the day, of course. You know, you're learning stuff, but you didn't get bored. You know, and I was never once bored. I was always like, this is sick. So I guess what the question is like, I know you would have spoken about this before, but for the people listening is like, how did you create your own touch on it? And what made you do that? Was it just playing and exploring? And did you have people like play and explore in your body to see what it felt like, and then it was like this 1-2 thing? Or how did you start to generate the system? Because it's, for the people listening, it's huge now. There's people from Europe and all around. Like I swear half the class was European and South American. Seemed to have a huge South American pool. And that's crazy, man. There's people flying over from the other side of the world to do your course. And it's, you know, it's $600. It's so affordable. It's so inclusive to, especially for people that want to make a start and don't have a lot of money. You know, you've given them an avenue to like, oh, I can now do this as a career and have a good living out of it too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's great. It was great to have you there, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah.
Humble to have you there and sharing your little bits of wisdom over the 4 days. It was incredible. It was really appreciated. No, I'm a kinesthetic person. You know, I was a primary school phys ed teacher before I was this.
Oh, true.
I knew that attention span is everything. So I'm watching the group the whole time. I'm going, okay, are they still with me? Are they still with me? And as soon as I can see the eyes going or the heads going or the mind's going, okay, switch it up. And so, yeah, I mean, we learn kinesthetically. There's only so much of a download that we can happen through the intellect. It has a certain time. I usually find it around 20 minutes, and then something comes in. We've got to move. We've got to do something. So at school, I used to have all the classified naughty kids that couldn't concentrate, but actually they were geniuses. They just need to move their body.
Yeah.
So and they were the ones that were with me, and I loved hanging out with them because we're probably the same.
Yeah, true.
And then when I come to a class, I always say, well, what am I here to do? I'm actually here for you to enjoy yourself. You can have some fun. In no way you're going to get this in 4 days. There's a lot of material. But if you go away and are pumped, you know, you're like, wow, that was great. It felt good. I'm going to do more. I'm excited about going back and practicing this because it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself. Then that'll be the incentive to go back and practice again and again and again. it's like a musician, you know. If he learns one chord and he just loves that chord, he just loves it, he's going to pick the guitar up.
Yeah.
And then he's going to pick it up again and again and again. And he's got the 2 chords, and then he's got the 3 chords. So, you know, you got to be having some fun doing it. If it's monotonous and it's a chore and it's difficult and it's too much, you just, okay, that was a good 4 days and maybe not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to go hard on this. It's great, you know. And then going back to your story about emotional, that's the way you feel. We want to feel good. We want to feel happy. We want to feel joyful. That's the impulse that we'll keep looking for. So it's like, yeah, let's get some more hands on bodies, and and that's another obviously passion of mine. I feel like that's missing, especially with this world of technology. Just come back to, you know, high-fiving someone, touching people, you know, tactilely feeling things. There's so much of a conversation that's in your hands that we can't really put an intellect to it. It's quite visceral and it's incredibly powerful. It's where lots of transformation happens.
Yeah, there was women crying at certain stages and whatnot. Like it's happened with you before, you know, just someone touching them, even just like a man touching them. That someone probably wouldn't have that in a long time, you know.
Feeling heard too, I think, like it's so important. And I love that talk you did the other day on that. You know, you're talking about like actually being with someone and feeling heard. And it was a good wake up for me because like I'm present when I'm with someone, but sometimes my phone gets in the way, and I'll be at home and I'll be talking to my missus and I'll be like, yeah, you know, like it's good to just hear someone, like actually hear them, and not be like here but somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I see it a lot. I see it's getting worse because it's we're dopamine addicts.
Yeah, we are. and there's a lot more, I call little bright yellow toys hanging off the ceilings to get our attention. You know, it wasn't not one little duck hanging in front of your cot anymore. It's like 10 things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to say, I'm listening, but you're listening, but are you really hearing what you're listening to? There's like a little distinction. I'm listening and I sort of like got it, but when you hear someone, it's visceral. It's like, I really heard that. I heard it with my ears, but I also heard it with my body. I felt it.
Yeah, that's Ramdas said the other day, he's telling this story to this chick. He's like, telling her, she was telling him a story, and he's like, the bastard left me and he took my money, and you know, the kids wanted to go with him and blah blah blah, and he goes, she just unloaded for 10 minutes, and then he goes, I hear you, and then she was like, he goes, so she began to tell the story again. She told it for another 10 minutes, and he goes, I hear you. And he goes, and then I saw her come up for air for probably the first time in a year.
So true, isn't it? You know, one of the things that I share with my, you know, students is don't go for the solution. They just want to be heard. You know, you do the hearing, you give them the gap. Sometimes you give them an echo. You just echo back what they said. That reminds them that they were heard. And then they look at you, wow, that's all I needed.
Yeah.
I didn't need some big gift wrapped up in, you know, some pink ribbon. I just needed to be heard. And I'd say nearly 85% of the problems can be sort of like unraveled just through really, really hearing people and you know, the eye contact and the I got that.
Yeah.
I got it. I really feel that.
That takes a unique individual sometimes. Like I can tell with you that's authentic, and that's like it's built in. And sometimes I've seen it with people where it's been like it's like I don't know, what would you think that is? Like someone, it's almost like you're like sitting from the outside.
We've spoken about it before, where there's almost like skits, like the archetype, right? There's all these archetypes in the Jungs, and even there's like the spiritual archetype, and the hippie archetype, and the business archetype, and sort of what you like. I know what you mean, where someone's almost like it happened at the markets, where it's like, remember when old mate was like, "Hey man, like, yeah, how you been? Really, what have you been up to?" And then when you started to speak, you can tell they didn't really care. They just like looked away. You know what I mean? But like almost they're trying to be the spiritual, or trying to be, but you can see there's a shadow there, but there's a face that they're putting on, and there's sometimes it comes across as like, inauthentic. Yeah. When even though they're being kind to you, I was like, what is that? Like, what is that compared to someone like yourself, or even just people that you met, like people I met at your workshop, where like they're truly listening to you, or some people it's like they just want to be the archetype of the person that is meditating on the hill.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen that often.
The image and the identity is the draw card, and yeah, there's a great Zen or could be a Buddhist saying, we're talking about intimacy here. You know, an intimacy where I'm really feeling there's two people really hearing each other here, and it says, you know, we need to know yourself. You need to forget yourself. Then there's an intimacy with the 10,000 things. So the knowing yourself is I've done the inner work. So when I'm hearing you, I'm forgetting myself. I'm just hearing you now. I'm not caught up in the narrative or the commentary that I want to respond to. I'm just really hearing you.
Yeah.
I'm forgotten in this moment.
That's
and
it.
there's an intimacy. But if you haven't, I say, got that vertical root system where you're really in your center, you've sort of like, can I just say something that adds on to
That's
that
so
or
true.
corrects that?
That's
or
what it
solves
is, eh?
that?
Yeah. And that's the mind, hey?
It is. And it's we're all
Yeah, guilty
We're-
of it.
we're all
Yeah,
guilty
for
of it.
sure. For sure.
It's like, I remember that Alan Watts video we watched from in Bali that time. It's a cool one. It's, people want to listen to it. It's called How to Contact Your Higher Self. And it's Alan Watts' like 10-minute talk. And he talks about like, you know, you become the watcher, you start watching your thoughts. And then he's like, but then can you watch that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, because sometimes, you know, you people think you've evolved, but really the ego's just gone up a level. You know, and now you're attached to this, thinking,
Yeah.
I'm this. And he
Yeah.
goes, why do you want to be better? Like, he goes, you want to be better? Why do you want to be better? Because of, you know, is it to be better than others? Like all this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the mind can be a motherfucker. Like, and
Subtle.
yeah, it's very subtle and it's so simple because it's like your thoughts are so quick all the time. But then I didn't realize how like far I got away, but it was actually really easy to come back. But I was just like boom, boom, here, there, and everywhere. And I started doing my 3 meditation sits, maybe 4 months ago, was it? So I do 3 sits a day, 10 minutes. And I was like, home.
Yeah.
I don't have to think anymore. This is draining. This is like what he thinks, what she thinks, what I'm doing, what I'm not doing.
Yeah.
And the peacefulness of that outweighs any new iPhone. Like, you know, like
yeah, it happens.
it's so good.
Yeah.
Thinking, and you know, I always want to respect thinking. Like if you,
it's a tool.
If you're trying to stop thinking, then you're thinking about thinking.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
classic.
exactly.
So-
Yeah.
so I'm thinking about your thinking. So
Yeah.
there can be this thinking. I'm trying to meditate and stop thinking. It's like, I think the first thing is have compassion that we are thinking machines.
Yeah.
But can we start paying attention to something that isn't in the realm of thought? To start paying attention. If you get a little glimpse of that,
Yeah.
just, okay, that isn't a thought right now. I'm just paying attention to that. And maybe it's just, you might use a breath cue, but something that isn't that thought based, and start giving that attention, not to disrespect that the thoughts are going to come in and interrupt it, but I'm going to go, there's the thoughts coming in again.
Yeah.
Okay,
They don't stop.
Yeah, and the Gita, there's a great thing is they've got the horse's head, and the horse's head is like really strong. And it's going for all the senses, you know, the senses of sight and hearing and touch. It's getting drawn everywhere, and they're saying, "Come," that's the witness. Just get the reins and draw them in, but also recognize that horse's head is there for a reason. It's giving us direction, but be careful if you just let it loose.
Yeah.
It's like like a puppy dog that hasn't been trained. You know?
Yeah.
It's going everywhere.
Yeah, I was listening to some Jordan Peterson popped up and talking about how you can always tap in to some sort of inner guidance that's just always there. And he's like, what even is that? Like, what's this inner guidance that's just there all the time? And no matter what happens in life, you always have some ability to tap into like we spoke about it before, like you got this free will path and then you got this soul path, and you can almost tap into this consciousness for a little bit to know what the right answer in front of you is. Whether it's, what do I say back to that person? What do I treat that person? Do I meant to travel to this country or that country, eat this food or not eat that food? Like, there's a knowing. We know, I probably shouldn't eat the double quarter pounder right now. But whether we listen to it or not, we still have free will. And is that like with your meditations? Do you feel like that's what's like you've been tapping into, or is it more just like a way of letting it all go?
He said it perfectly. Like, I'm not really even tapping into anything. Like, I am when I do it with my meditation teacher. He's just on a whole nother level. But when I meditate, it's literally just watching thoughts because that's as far as I can get. And then there becomes these glimpses of maybe, I don't know how long they are, where I haven't thought for maybe 30 seconds or something. And then one comes back in. But But at the start, when I sit down, it's like, oh, when am I going to have for dinner? Oh, what time is she going to be home? Oh, what my dog is doing? Like, it's constant.
Yeah.
And then after 10 minutes, it takes about 10 minutes, it's getting quicker. I can start to go, they just separate a little, they slow down.
Yep.
And it's like I get a hold of this monkey mind, and not even get a hold of it, I can just see that I'm like thinking a lot. And then the deeper you go, the more calm you get. And by the end of the 10 or 20 or 30 minutes I do, because sometimes I enjoy it so much, I just want to sit there for longer. But that when I start, I'm like, oh, I got to do this. At the end of it, I'm like, I just want to be here for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I think it's just calmness, and it's the best thing you can do for your nervous system. And even, you know, listening to that inner guidance, like, how can you listen to it if your mind's always chasing something else? Like, it's, you need to have that. Like, Zentai is great because it's like you get that nervous system switch to parasympathetic. For some people, like, slowing down and getting that nervous system is why they cry, because they've never been able to just be for. Sometimes it's the first time. For me, it was when I had a little experience of Eckhart Tolle on a plane at 17 or whatever I was. I couldn't believe that I wasn't my thoughts. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, how can I be unhappy if I'm not what I'm thinking?
So that bliss, that moment, you can like, oh, nothing can injure me, nothing can hurt me anymore.
Yeah, it's so true. So good. Yeah, I think we just sit down. There's going to be two commitments I make here. One is that I'm going to be still. Two is I'm going to start paying attention to something outside of thought. And then just, not to say the monkey mind's going to stop, but just can you get little gaps where you can pay attention to that? And that's really just practicing awareness. It's the practice of awareness.
Exactly.
But I was, and I still am, I would be classified as it's difficult for me to meditate. I want to move my body. And Zentai was like that for me initially, and it still is. It's like, I'm here, I'm breathing in, I've got someone's leg, it's moving this direction. Or what does the femoral head move into the acetabulum a little differently in this angle? So I've got this inquiry going on. Maybe here. So I'm really in this little beautiful moment to moment, you could say, curious mind. And that's been a great little, I call meditative dance for me as a movement person.
Fuck yeah.
I'm just seeing what's going on. Okay, like you guys have got here's like for you to be going with the tibia and the fibula. It's okay, what's going on?
That's sort of how I'm thinking.
Yeah. So that's a good way. And I still go back to that because I want to be more like you, and I still may be more orientated in this movement. And my body's moving, but I'm really in this inquiry. And then can that step in? And then that's maybe a little stepstone to just sitting and
well, it's a perfect blend, man, because that's exactly how I like. If I've already learnt about, okay, this is what that joint's meant to do, or this is what that muscle's meant to do, then when I inquire, like I'm looking for that feeling. I'm like, oh, that's like, I know, oh, there's the joint action, the glute mid. Oh, okay, can I turn it on? Oh, when I do that, that turns it on, you know? And so I tie it to movement and activation with my own body, but also just feeling people's tissue. And as you know, people's tissue feels different. One person's tissue doesn't feel the same as the other person's. And you can feel when someone is very inflamed and they've eaten poorly for a long time, their tissue feels very like, I always think of it like a trampoline or something. Like, you press in and just pushes you out straight away. It's like the water in their body is like, I don't know what it is, but you can feel it. And there's an example. Once I did a range of motion assessment on a client of mine years ago, early days, and I learned about inflammation. I learned about diet and that, and I touched on it, but I was still thinking separate, like, oh, that's separate from this a little bit. And this guy's went and did stretching and foam rolling, did everything, right? Came back, was still just as tight as he ever was. And I was like, what the hell's going on, you know? I put him on the cleanse because his family wanted to do it anyway. He was drinking alcohol every day, right? So he just didn't drink beers all of a sudden for like 4 weeks. He lost like 8 kilos, which would have been just water weight. And he came back and his back pain was gone, which it wasn't even a movement thing for that. It was just like, now he's not inflamed. And all his range of motion had increased. Because when someone's range of motion is increased, it means they get more extremity movement, and that movement doesn't go into the spine. Because a lot of the time, the pain is something's moving too much at that area. So they may move their leg, and then it just moves their spine because the leg can't move, and the hip can't move. And it's just like, it was cool to feel that and add touch to it and know, oh, well, what does that feel like? So now when I touch someone's tissue, I'm really trying to connect to it and move the joint and feel, okay, what is that doing? And that's what I was doing in the course. Like, as I was playing, I was like, this is such are cool. There's so much you can play with in there. There's so much you can play with, and you can start like mixing things up and bringing it all around. And like, okay, that's such a cool technique. And what I love, it's a floor based. You don't need nothing, man. You can do it anywhere. And I put that little video up, and I had so many people hit me up for a session. That was like, let me just let me practice first. It could be my full-time job right now if I wanted it to, you know, like, because so many people were like, whoa, what is this? Like, this looks amazing. And I was like, yeah, I thought that too. Like, you know, it just looks cool too.
Yeah, because I've never seen anyone else do it really. I saw you a couple of years ago probably on Instagram doing it, but I'd never known
That's what
about
I
it.
saw from Phoebe. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone do it before. I got to experience it like a full session, eh?
Could jump in. He's got it. He's
I did.
doing
I
it.
did about 20 minutes on meant to go, but I did the full session on a couple of people.
Yeah, I could
few actually.
because like you get that extra. What I love about that is so much is like you aren't doing anything. You're being moved around and float around, and that just what you did on me felt so good. Like, fuck,
it's nice to be held and just like some of them just like you even just shaking. Like we got this chi machine. It's called a chi machine, and it just holds your feet and just does this. But God, it puts you away. You know, you're like,
your nervous system finally
nervous system
gets
just
to
likes the little
relax.
shake, and you're getting like a lymphatic pump. You're getting tissue that hasn't moved like that in a long time, and you forget some people have never done this in like 10 years.
Yeah,
some people have literally just stayed in this like little plane and they just haven't moved.
Yeah, we forget, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah, I call it. No, we just call. Can we explore the accessory movements? Because there's obviously the functional movements. There's the normal everyday movements.
Yeah.
What about the accessory movements? And that when we were climbing trees to get the citrus or to get the berries, it wasn't needed as much. But in our more sedentary lifestyles these days, if we're not exploring those accessory movements that you're talking about, all those ranges of movement, we're not allowing that full capacity of that joint to be seen, felt, explored, and then it loses its capacity.
yeah,
So it's
and
really
fluid, man. Like sometimes people, like they need to be explained that tissue, like we are matter. They forget that we are matter. We're sticky shit. You know, we've got stickiness. We got water and collagen and gelatin, and just even like from a science perspective, when you move it, it brings fluid to the area. It flushes, right? So sometimes like just knowing, like it's not always about even just like stretching and that. It's like just get fluid to the area that probably hasn't been to that area in a long time unless they've done movement in that area. Movement does get it to it, but apparently listening to the Tom Myers is like the fluid won't get to it after a certain amount of time of it not getting to it. Like the movement, you can't, stretch won't do it. It'll have to actually be some hands-on, you know, bring some pump to it, you know? Yeah. And it's just, there was an example, we had a girl, I've said this before, but had a swollen hand for 2 years. And then when she did a heap of foam rolling in a rib cage, it just deflated. So I don't even know what that was, but it was a cool example of like, she was doing all blood tests and pills and everything, but it ended up being a fascial restriction, and you can't quantify that. How are you ever going to quantify that? Or you even know where their fascial restrictions are in the whole body, but there's truth to it. So when you're doing this, and what I love is when you're doing both sides, people are like, whoa, that one was way tighter than that side.
Yeah.
Like, why did that side feel so different to that side? And then you start reflecting in your life, like, I probably do sit like this all the time, and that is shorter and whatnot. Or there's usually a repeated movement pattern people are doing in their everyday life that they don't realize. They could like be watching the TV every night, but they sit like this in a rotation. And over years and years and years of that, if you don't start going that way, there's a cost to pay, because we are tissue and there's forces and it goes on that tissue. So if someone's not eating right also and not moving right. So the Zentai for me was like just exploring the whole spine, their back, their legs. And it's such a good, what I reckon people listening like that don't even want to do as a job. It is such a skill to do with your partner. Like so many partners would, I'm sure, come to your classes, because that is such a skill to like connect to each other, and just a skill in life anyway too. But like sometimes people are watching Netflix. Okay, if there's a big carpet on there, you know, maybe just sit down and do a bit of that too. Like you get to connect to each other.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like for me, I was like, man, this is such a skill that as long as you stay sharp on it, you'll only get to play more with it and play more with it. And my favorite lot out of the whole thing was probably the hamstring one. I reckon that's a cool technique.
The walking of the
walking on the hamstring.
Yeah.
To explain it, you're putting your feet, you're sort of bending their knee and you're grabbing the foot and you're sort of walking on their hamstring, like sitting down. But I did that to you.
Yep.
Yeah. And you start to play and like, I'm going to go bicep fan now. I'm going to semis and things like this. And it just feels so nice. It
feels amazing.
Everyone I've done that to, they're like, oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a classic Thai massage move. You know,
Oh, that one is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, like you say, on the floor, you know, we feel safe.
Yeah.
And that's the
True.
that's the precedent before any sort of letting go, any sort of healing. The person's got to go, okay, it's a safe place. Yeah, you put a person on the ground and, you know, on the beach or on a nice, anywhere, on a nice grassy knoll, and just lie down and look at the sun and you go, wow, this is a safe place. You know, they can spread out. And you go, okay, so even that alone, okay, I'm on the floor.
Yeah.
And now we're working with the body in these, like you say, places that they haven't been before.
Yeah.
And then the great thing, as you know, is that we're not using our hands, we're using our feet, we're using our belly, we're using our butt.
Yeah.
But yeah, that back of the legs move because, you know, there's a lot of tension in the back of the legs.
Yeah. There is.
Yeah.
And quite often, if you don't use your feet as a therapist, you're just not getting in there.
Yeah.
But you walk on someone's back of their leg for, you know, 5 minutes. Ooh, okay, I'm freeing up some stuff here.
Yeah.
And not just in a structural sense, also there's a lot of energy. They say there's a lot of fear caught in the back of our body.
Yeah.
In Chinese medicine, it's the bladder meridian and it holds fear.
Mm.
So there's a lot of contraction there. So yeah, when you start releasing the back of their hamstrings where it seems to be stored, you go, oh, okay, I think I've got a new pelvis going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of my teachers would say that gesture you're talking about, one leg, 45 minutes.
Yeah. Right.
And he had people lined up at the door.
Wow.
Just 45 minutes, you know, just making the
Yeah.
back of your leg, your hamstring become like jelly.
Because it's such a ropey muscle.
Yeah.
So ropey.
Yeah.
Like, you know, getting hands and things in there isn't enough usually, but
Yeah.
you know, and it's quite meditative. Just and then
Yeah.
start getting, and it's the myofascia there gets unwound.
Yeah.
Mm.
Did when you created the system to begin with, did you start with that first 90-minute sequence? Was that your first offering?
No, I created that sequence through the combination of the Zen Shiatsu, which is Chinese medicine basically. It's 5 elements. It's acupuncture principles, but without needles. So that's
Oh,
I
cool.
actually learnt just around the corner.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, in the 90s. From
Right.
a great teacher called Rod
Wow.
Berger here at the Queensland College of Oriental Medicine here.
Yeah.
So that was my practice in the early, mid to late 90s. And then I mixed the Thai massage, which is that move that you're talking about there. I started falling in love with the dance of Thai massage. So I had those two guys playing off each other. And then in the early days in Thailand, I met an osteopath, and he sort of like opened up the realm of what you were talking about, the structural body, the meniscus, the synovial capsules, the, you know, all the little beautiful structural world that's just a never-ending kaleidoscope. It just goes forever. So I fell in love with the structural body through him, and then he was mixing Thai massage and osteopathy together. So I brought that combo into my Zen Shiatsu program.
That's
and that's
cool.
what created Zentai.
Yeah,
And that's where that sequence came from.
Yeah.
So. And it really, I've modified it a few years ago, but the base of it hasn't changed for nearly 20 years.
Yeah. Right. Why'd you modify it?
It was a little too busy.
Okay.
It was a little too busy. There was a little too much content in there. There were people trying to get through the session rather have time to really listen what was underneath their hands.
Yeah. Okay.
So I slowed it down so people could start to feel the fascia body, have a bit more time on each gesture, and then just give it more space.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a classic line, you guys know. The older you get or the more you do something, you just got to start taking stuff away.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
so
wanna-
true.
You don't want to add stuff on.
Yeah.
And you go, well, geez, I was way too optimistic with putting so much into that.
Yeah.
Felt like I was in a bit of a race.
Yeah.
So now it's
True.
slowed down and,
That's
and,
cool.
and it has a lot more space in it. And some of the funky little transitions. So one is moving to the other effortlessly.
Yeah. So how many people have gone through the system now? Do you know number wise?
Oh,
Be hard to do. Be hard to do.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I do get a lot of people, like you say, that just come and do the standalone 4-day class.
Yeah.
And they just go home and practice with their partners, or they do like you, integrate it into their movement practice already. And then couples that come and connect. So I would even say that maybe 75% of the crew that do a 4-day class do that. And
Yeah.
the other 25% go on and do further trainings
Yeah.
and do 500 hours, not
Yeah.
32 hours.
Wow.
So those guys become therapists.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard to say. Wow, you know, I'd probably be getting up into the 5,000 or 6,000
Yeah.
Oh my
that have
God.
gone through
Wow.
the classes, because it's just not me teaching it
Yeah,
anymore.
true.
I've been training some really great colleagues over the last maybe 10 years, and
Yep.
there's probably about 25 people out there teaching that 4-day class.
Wow.
Mhm.
They've all spent time with me. They've all done the big training with
Fuck,
me.
that's
I'm
so
doing
cool.
teacher training, yeah, and they're great. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
a couple of your friends even.
Yeah, Phoebe. Well, Phoebe didn't do the long. Phoebe did the short one.
Yep.
And then I had a girl message me from Gold Coast. She was, "Oh, how did you go with Gwyn?" She learnt under someone else that taught it, not
Taught,
yourself.
yeah.
But she's like, "Oh," I hit her up for any questions. She's like, "Oh, I can't think of any right now." But yeah, and yeah, I can just see there's such a you've built such a family, man. You know, like there's the people there were just all in. You know, they
Yeah.
were all in.
You know, I think sometimes money and the control around money, it can contract things. And when I did my class in the 90s, it was a big output for me, especially a dad with 3 kids and a mortgage, and I was like, oh, if I ever get in this position, I want accessibility to it. So I've made it affordable, and then likewise the people that teach it, they have full autonomy. Then I'm not like, this is the guy that we're teaching for. You know, this is the class. You run it. You look after the money side of it. Just share your passion and share the essence of the work. So that moves quickly. Then it's like a bushfire.
It does.
These
Yeah.
people go, oh, yeah, I'm responsible. I'm not doing it for this guy that created it. They're doing it for themselves, and they're passionate about it, and
Fuck, that's good.
and what they put out comes back to them.
Yep.
Because money's just energy.
Yeah, well, it reminds me of that quote in the book from Dan Millman that you had, where it was like, yeah, whenever everyone's scared about money, just give it all away.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it all comes back to
Yeah.
you. It confuses the energy, and it's like, oh, what's going on? Like, because he's talking about the 2008 financial crisis and whatnot.
I know.
And in that time, you were like, all right, well, I'll just do free massages and free Zentai sessions, and then you end up just having your books. When life got better, everyone just stayed on with you, and you just had a full book.
Yeah, not just for the 6 months there, like for the 10 years that followed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I never went there from 7 to 7 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon for 10 years, and it was just a full book.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I never had a spare space. They were booking in weeks in advance. Yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
Generosity is just,
Yeah.
you know, Deepak Chopra says it beautifully.
Yeah.
Don't let the blood coagulate.
Yeah.
Let it flow.
Yeah.
I had I was at the Woodford Festival last week,
Oh, sick.
and I was offering one of my books, and I did a talk about the book. I had a big suitcase full of books. There's about 15 books, and I said, I'll give 3 of these books away. So at the end of the talk, I said, listen, all these books here, guys, I'm going to give 3 away because I want it in people's hands. So at the end of it, 3 people ran up, I want the free one, and grabbed it. And then a 4th person comes up and says, oh, I missed out. I said, oh, don't worry about it. You have one too. And then a 5th person, and a 6th person got like to the 10th person, and the person come, I'll pay for it. I said, I can't make you pay for it. Those 10 people didn't.
Yeah.
Ended up walking away with a suitcase empty. Gave all the books away.
Yeah.
That's good, eh?
But at the like festival shop, that book that was for sale sold out.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
There
You
you
know,
go.
it just happens.
Yeah.
You guys know that.
A hun-
It just
yeah,
moves.
it's
It does.
free flowing energy.
Free flowing
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. The more you give out for free, it's like I'm gonna do it soon. I'm gonna work with some sort of mum for free, and I'm just gonna do a full block with a. Usually I charge $2,000 for, and I'm just gonna do a full block for free, because for me, I get to experiment on people's bodies, so it is a share. I go over the hour all the time because I'm like, I need to know this. Why didn't we need to figure this out? Like, and that's how I learn a lot. Because I'm always testing, retesting, like constantly testing, retesting. I'll do something and test, and do something and test, and I just know how much it'll help, and how many women out there that are just so like fatigued and like just stuck and their body's sore and whatnot. And I'll do a Zentai session on for sure too, and like film it and stuff, because it just looks so cool. Like your stuff would kill it on TikTok, I reckon. Like I didn't have TikTok, but I know it would kill it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
because everyone sees it like, oh, I want that done. Like even that little clip I put up, so many
Yeah.
people are like, oh, I want that done.
Yeah,
and I just
big
did
time,
a
big
tiny bit
time.
on you.
Yeah.
But you can just see like it's so calming. And I nearly dreamt. And think about how much you're getting moved around. Like you're being moved around a fair bit. I nearly fell asleep and started dreaming when this lady in the class was doing it to me. And I was like, whoa, that did tap into my nervous system. You know,
Yeah.
you just sort of forget and you wake up and you're like, oh, okay, now my turn. Like, but what's some like any really like stories you have from the classes? Like any sort of experiences or epiphanies or something that popped up that stands out for you when I ask you that question of your years of doing it? Like with one client with pain or just anything that come up?
Yeah. Oh, there's so many, I suppose.
Yeah, there would be.
Actually, I had this vision of you just then when you talked to me to start a new form called corrective Zentai.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. That's such a sick name.
I love it. I'm gonna come be a client.
Yeah.
You can do all these assessments on
Yeah.
me. Okay, this is the assessment.
Yeah.
This is what it's captured. Because
Fully.
I'd love to learn that. I'm just like a little monkey gathering more and more information.
I reckon you would love the range of motion assessment, because what you would do is you would learn that and then you would in your head just know the perfect Zentai sequence that would almost be custom to each person. Like you'd be like, okay, your left hamstring's 30 degrees tighter than your right. I'm going to make sure I
True.
walk on that one
Yeah.
more than that one or whatever. And it'd just be a fun thing, you know, like that doesn't even take long. You can do a range of motion assessment in what, like 2 minutes?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and really don't even know the numbers. You just go that move quicker than that one.
Yeah,
So I'm
I
gonna.
love
It's just
that.
like that'd be fun. I think that's what I'm gonna play with a little bit, just
Yeah.
for exploring.
I'd love to hear. Yeah, but yeah, going to that question, I've had so many. I think, you know, as you do, you walk down that pathway. You guys did it the other day, and there's the prayer wheel there, and there's the flags there, and you cross the bridge, and then you sit in that circle, and it's around the fire, and you know, I see people walk that track for the first day, and I can see them coming because on that first day, and I'm like, okay, this person's really feeling it, and they can just feel it's like a welcoming. It's a reminder that we belong. It's about belonging, and they sit in the circle. I haven't even said anything, and quite often, you know, a bucket full of tears, just crying because finally I can relax here. And it's nothing to do that what I've said. It's just what's been put into that place beforehand. That's happened quite a few times. I had an osteopath a couple of years ago that was watching me, I think, show something in the second or third day with the, you know, working in the paravertebral gutter in that flexion. And, you know, it's quite a therapeutic position to put in. And she's watching and she's going, no. And she's got her head in her hands. And I look up and I said, what's that about? And she's got these tears running down her face. And she says, it took me 2 years to learn that, and you're showing people in the second day. So, like, some of the
That's
little
so good.
gems there.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's like a sort of multifidus clean out. Like
Yeah, cool.
you just go through all those lumbar erectors and just
Yeah.
like hydrate it,
Yeah.
and you can feel when you're doing it, you can feel like, oh, that's different to that side, you know. And
Yeah.
it's like call it piano, don't you?
Piano, yeah.
Yeah.
Play the jazz.
So you play that and you're just like going through, and again, you're
Sick.
connecting while you're doing it, while flexing it,
Yeah.
while lengthening it
Yeah.
in like a side lying position. It's really, it's like infant development almost. Like you've curled up.
Yeah.
You know, you're curled up like this, and it feels strange, you know, especially as
Yeah.
a man and another man's doing it to you. But
Yeah.
it's crazy how quick that fades off. Like there was always going to be a block for a lot of guys, and I didn't feel it too much, right? But you would, without a doubt. It's very uncommon for a man to be moving around like there's almost genitals close to genitals, but not once do you ever feel like that, because the energy is like,
Yep.
it's all about the energy.
It's the energy.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
creepy.
Well,
yeah.
it's the intention.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they whip a bit of a rule, you know, it's an unwritten rule, but it's straight from the, now there's no mixing, you know, there's no second chakra stuff here. This is intimacy in a different way.
Yes,
It's the same intimacy
For
that you have
sure.
with a tree.
Yep.
You know, we're talking
Yeah.
about a connection. We're talking about that we're all doing this together, and we want to move out of those. Yeah, there will be some challenges there for some people because you've got to throw that one in the garbage can. But
Yeah.
I've never found too many issues in that during a class time.
No.
Because
No.
you're creating the space, you create the environment, and
Yeah.
let it move from there.
Well, you're creating the consciousness. Like, remember Walden was talking about, like, you think you're thinking and they're thinking, but then there's this thinking that both of you have in the middle. Like, if
Yeah,
you think
yeah.
about, let's say World War II, Nazis. How do they get everyone to be thinking like
Exactly.
that, you know? And that can happen very easily. Like, everyone can become this way of thinking, even though individually,
Yep.
they all probably won't do that. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
It's a strange thing.
It
So,
is.
like, say you get the hyper masculine guy that comes into one of your classes, it's like when he would almost soften just being around 20 other people. They're like, no, this is normal. And it's like, oh, okay, this is normal. And it does. You adapt straight away. It's such a cool thing, man. Do you remember, I forget his name right now, but he was from India, I believe. He was in the class and he was 50. Do you know he was 50?
Oh yeah, the Indian. Yeah. He was moving like a kid, wasn't
Dude,
he?
I thought he was like early
great.
30s.
Yeah.
And I was like, how old are you? He's like 50. I was like, whoa. I was like, dude, what's your secret? And he's like, no stress, brother. No stress. And I was like, yeah.
It is everything, eh? Yeah.
I was like, blown away, man. Blown
Yeah.
away. But
So how do you reckon you don't stress, you know, like in this modern era, like how, because obviously stress is everything, like stress for the gut, like high cortisol, I mean, diet, like what would be your number one advice for someone to not stress?
Well, you know, the bottom line is adaptability and acceptance. You know, I always bring this nice picture up of, you know, there's the circumstance or the stimulus, and then there's the part where we have actually been able to adapt to that.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. And sometimes I could say, well, an analogy is that there's an apple that you had a bite of, and when you took a bite of the apple, you looked in and you saw there was half a worm still left in the apple, and now the half a worm's in your belly. So you've gone, well, I just ate half a worm. So one person might go, indigestion, you know, throwing the apple at the grocer, you know, moving across, sitting back in their seat for like half a day. Oh, I'm trying to digest this worm that's in my guts. And then when they've actually responded, when they've moved through adapting to that, accepting that, then there's no stress.
Yeah.
But in between those two things of the stimulus or the response or the circumstance, and you be able to adapt to it, you're in stress. So a second person walks in, has a bite of the apple, looks at the worm, okay, awesome, protein.
Yeah,
You know, go, I'm off, and there's no stress. So how do we adapt? How is your adaptability mechanisms?
Yeah.
It's not as easy when we talk about, you know, more difficult circumstances. It's not just about eating half a worm. Sometimes it's breaking your leg. Sometimes it's losing your job. Sometimes it's having a marriage break up. But how can we move through that as, I would say, consciously and mindfully, and also as quickly as we can? Because while we're in that space between adaptability and the stimulus, we're in stress.
Yes.
With a lot of people I know recently going through actually a breakup. One of my best friends is going through a breakup right now, and he's in that stage of waking up at 3 a.m. and you know what you do. We see the sunrise every morning and stuff, as a man does. But when it is that level, that intensity, where it's like, because it's almost like choosing a better thought. It's sort of like witnessing it and choosing a better thought. And I think that's a lot of the work, right? Is catching yourself in the moment and not letting you go down a stream of thoughts. So for someone in that heavier situation, like, do you think of like meditation, or has anything like that ever happened to you? Or have you been with your partner for a long time?
Yeah, I've been with my partner for 35 years.
35 years, yeah.
That's
been
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met her in my early 20s, and she was pregnant 2 months later. So,
That's
so my son's your age now.
Yeah.
He's 34 now.
Someone
so.
messaged me the other day and said they're friends with your son.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember. They're like, oh, that's sick. He's up there. I'm friends with his son.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw we've got the same friend group and followers and stuff. Yeah, like people that
That's
obviously
so cool,
same,
man. That's
same
so
So
cool.
she's great. So in the
Jai
relationship
Williams.
side, Jai Williams, yeah.
Oh, true.
Jai Williams.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that name.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he put me onto you guys. He said, Dad, you got to listen to the creative culture guys.
Yes.
What a legend.
Yeah.
So he was right into you guys before me. So, but anyway, so he still tells me how long I've been with his mother.
Yeah, right.
So, but anyway, but in that relationship side, it's been great, obviously.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. But yeah, I've definitely had my, you know, as we all do, we've had our washing machines that we get thrown through. I always try and bring in the line is that life is on our side, you know, and no experience should be wasted. So if I'm going through something that is a real challenge, I've broken my leg, you know, my appendix burst in Bali about 5 or 6 years ago. I nearly got taken out.
Wow.
So that was tricky. And I'm going, well, what is it trying to tell me? You know, it's not just telling me to, you know, I think I lost 10 kilos. Look at me, I can't afford to lose 10 kilos. So I was like a bit wasted, and I was, you know, it took me a long time to get over that. But I wanted to get messages from it. If life's on my side, and not saying that it's fair, it's because it's not fair. But what's the message that it's wanting? There's something that's unconscious that is wanting to be conscious. That's why I'm going through some suffering now.
Yep.
You know, as the Carl Jung quote is awesome. You know, until you make the unconscious conscious, it'll dictate your life, and you'll call it fate.
Yeah.
So it's a great reminder. So when you're going through something really heavy, you know, a partner, what has that person brought to me Because if you keep projecting, oh, it's that person, and it's the way that you acted, or it's the food that you didn't like, or it's that moment, you haven't used that experience with that partner, whether it was 2 months or 2 years or 2 decades. You haven't used it for what it was there for. It was there for a reason. And once you can start to digest that and start to feel, I would say, the medicine in that adversity, I feel then you're moving closer to the adaptability phase.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good intel.
Yeah, fucking oath. But like, you know, relationships in general, no one gets out. Like, they are the hardest yoga. They're the mirror. They're constantly the mirror because they're ever evolving, and so are you. So it's always like, and I'm sure you know that, being together with someone for so long, so many different reflections of yourself and parts that you never saw, and now you're seeing, and it's like it's cool, but yeah, not being a victim to it is so important, and knowing where you're going, like knowing what you're here for.
Yep.
So important.
Yeah, that know yourself so you can forget yourself. It's
Yeah.
you know, and what I think even Paul uses it, and I think it comes from Thich Nhat Hanh. In is the way out. So you know, we come alone, we go alone, but in alone there's a great, incredible connection.
Yeah.
Not with just your partner, but with everything.
Yeah.
So when
Which is so fulfilling too.
Yeah.
Some people don't touch that. Like,
Yep.
I was one of them. I never touched it until a few years ago. You know.
Yeah.
But it's so powerful.
So important. You know, even see it in the love and relationships, if it has codependency on it, and even it might be beautiful, and there's these awesome experiences, and it's fulfilling, and there's desire, and you know, we're humans.
Yeah.
But if we're only fixated to that part of the relationship, to me, it's not real love. You know, love is more of a bond that we're in this dance together, and it's not just about that part of it. So you got to be careful when that part of a relationship is dominating, and you're not like using the partnership for growth.
Yeah.
Both of you. So it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one because we're like you said from the beginning, we're emotional creatures, and the probably biggest emotions come up with partners.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And setting them free, like what I would say to a mate that's like breaking up is like, you have to be stoked for them if they don't want to be with you.
Yep.
You have to be like, I want the very best. That's true love.
Sure.
True love is being like, okay, you want to go be with that guy?
Yep.
I love that decision for you, and I respect that. Like, it hurts me, but that's the truth, right?
That's powerful. that's
if you can get to that
that's
spot.
a big step.
Yeah.
That's no different than the forgiveness being the healing tool.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's move on. How long do you want to keep carrying this backpack for?
Yeah.
You know, I had a teacher in Thailand. He was so clear. He was so clear that everything in front of him, you know, probably like Neem Karoli Barber,
Yeah.
was transparent.
Yep.
And he would just see people walk into the shala. You got backpack, yeah? Come back with no backpack.
Yeah. How good is that? Have you like listened to much of Neem Karoli Barber's like stories that Ram Dass has told and stuff like that? I'm sure you would have. Yeah.
Well, I told Callum this. I was actually listening to Ram Dass in the early '90s.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is incredible.
Holy
through
moly.
tapes.
That's insane.
And we had a little green shed at our place, so I got it way before everybody else. And
Wow.
he was going over India and mixing with some people there that he'd bring back some Ram Dass tapes. And
That's so cool, man.
so good. I used to be just like mesmerised around a tape recorder going,
Yeah.
3 or 4 of us in this little you know, 6x6 hot shed listening to Ram Dass tapes. And the stories are everywhere now, which is great because it's powerful teaching.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love a lot of the moments with him, and you know the time that he spent with him. You know, even when he first met him, you know, of what a great shift that was. You know, when he went through Calcutta and then he met his guru, Neem Karoli Barber, and then he came back to Calcutta like 6 months later, and the experience he had on the way over and the way he had on the way back was completely different. Not through the physical experience, but the way that he perceived it.
Yeah.
You know, on the way over, he was this, you know, Harvard professor with this, you know, credit cards out of his pocket, and he's walking around Calcutta just devastated. He was so upset that he went home that night and he slept underneath the bed because he just said, "Oh, geez, look at these people. These people,
too much pain.
Yeah, too much pain and division. How much, you know, he's this big American with money and health, and these guys." Were dragging themselves around on skateboards because they didn't have a leg, or you know, young people with, you know, couldn't go to a dentist that their mouth was swollen. Anyway, he had the experience of Neem Karoli Barber, and he comes back and, you know, he did yoga and Ashtanga yoga and saw things, and he came back, and this time, a little bit like we were saying before, when he saw those people out in the streets, he just watched for a moment. You know, we were talking about this with the communication before. Rather than him to move into a narrative or a commentary, he sort of like saw them, and then he stepped back and he looked at them again. And he saw them; they were actually looking at him.
Yeah.
And they were feeling sorry for him. He was feeling sorry for them. They were feeling because he was trapped in his body.
Yeah.
He was trapped in his credit cards. He was trapped in his suit. And he thought, wow, these guys are absolutely liberated.
Yeah, what a shift in
They're
perception,
liberated.
hey.
They're not caught in their bodies. They're with the divine. They're with spirit. They're not caught in there. They're actually joyously liberated in this moment now. And they go, oh, you're better than you were 6 months ago.
Yeah. I love how Neem Karoli Bar would always be like, ciao.
Yeah,
Just tell him to get lost.
Yeah, it's
and he
great.
wanted his love so bad. He'd walk up and like touch his feet, and then he's like, ciao, done with you now. Like
Attachment.
Yeah, so good. Hey?
So good.
I listen to him every night.
Oh, do you?
His podcast, like Be Here Now podcast, is
I
just
haven't
all
listened
those
to it.
tapes.
Oh, they take
And
it.
there's probably 1,000 on there now. I think there's 400 or something. But yeah, God, I just listen to it over and over because I just get so much from it. I mean, he's helped me so much with my own stuff. I think because he was so human at the start.
Yeah.
And I haven't necessarily taken psychedelics for the shift, but it's helped me massively. Yeah.
Yeah. In regard to like your goals for seeing the Zentai Shiatsu grow, like, do you have any goals regarding that, or are you just sort of going with the flow? Like, are you trying to like?
Yeah, like how it's unfolded has been quite organic. As probably with you guys, it's been like, okay, here's the green light, I'm going there. There's the red light, I'm not going there. And it's been that, like navigating that. And there's a red light, like you've only got so much time, you only got so much attention. I'm paying attention to this. That means I can't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of that going on. It's more of what is the message of Zentai that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about that getting out there and sharing that more than, I don't want thousands of people doing it. But the message, I suppose, is that we're all in this together. We need to move out of this disassociated world. We need to connect. We've got to hold each other with more presence and more kindness. That is passionate for me. And how that moves, I don't know. But that's the drive for sure. Yeah, there's 10 schools around the world that teach the 9-month program, so it's big.
Yeah.
And then there's another like 25 teachers teaching the 4-day class, and then obviously thousands of therapists getting
that's
people
cool,
on the
man.
floor. So it's great, but I keep saying to people, bring the values alive rather than the form. What's smooth is the formless is that just really see people. There's nothing better than someone fully seeing you with no judgment.
Yeah.
Be really
Fully.
present for people.
Yeah.
Be really interested in people, and then see. And obviously the bodywork's great, but that's the bedrock.
Yeah. That's magic.
That's just for life, eh?
Yeah.
And even
that's
like
magic. Yeah.
that's even for business and everything, man.
Everything's relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like you say, the relationship you have with yourself is first. That's really clear. That's I'm fragile. I'm a bit awkward. I'm a bit mixed up, and that's real too. We're all that.
Yeah.
And I'm incredibly, powerful. I'm incredibly true to my word, and I've got lots to share, and that's true as well. So, just being honest.
Fuck yeah,
Just
I
being
know.
honest.
Being like yesterday, my dog cut his tail on the door, and his tail was going everywhere. There was blood all over my freshly painted white walls, and I fucking lost it. I was like, I can't deal with this. But I got caught in it, and I was thinking after, I was like, I caught myself out of it about 15 minutes after I was carrying on like a child, and I was like, but that's me too.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a spiritual it's just I am what I am, and I get angry.
Exactly.
And I think like the more you can allow your shadow to come through and be honest about it, the more spirit can flow through you. Yeah, I love that.
There was a. I don't think we've told this before to the following, but we were going through like a little bit of financial stress, and like in regard to this, a lot of staff and the gym and then people and just things, and then just obviously inflation. So price of things went up, and our prices stayed the same. and then it was a stress, and he just bought a house, right?
Yeah, and I just bought a house. Yeah,
and he's having a kid.
and I'm having a kid. Yeah.
So
Congratulations. It's all
Yeah.
out of you.
yeah. So just like heaps, like basically all of a sudden it's like because
We had to cut our pay. Like,
Yeah,
it's like the day I get a house, it's like, all right, we're chopping our pay down.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
like
all right, it's cool. You know, I trust.
It's
but
like the universe.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
And then it made us fully tighten up the company. Okay, where's the money going? Where's this? We were pretty loose, right?
yeah,
We weren't ever like we take a wage each, so you know, but we were never going too crazy. But
we
then-
went a little crazy. I
went a
reckon.
little
Like, we bought new cars,
Yeah.
and then we paid like 15 grand each or 20 grand each for like courses. We're like, we'll just take that
we
out of the
started
business.
doing courses and stuff that like they help grow, you know. And then
Yeah.
and then it's so funny. You were like, wonder where all the money. When I was saying the boys were like looking at your brand new Toyota and my Beamer. But then anyway, dude, I was like, nah, like we'll just lock in, we'll be right, you know.
Yeah, and then we got
um,
a 100 grand tax bill basically.
Yeah, we got a big
Yeah.
tax bill, right? And then anyway, somehow my sister was like searching through all the books and stuff, found that what's it called? Afterpay.
Afterpay hadn't paid
Hadn't
us. Yeah.
paid us into account, and there was 170 grand sitting there in this account that we didn't even know about, dude. And we were instantly we were fine. We were never in financial problems. It was just that 170 grand was missing.
Yeah.
But it made us tighten everything up, like.
Great teacher.
But also, when he was stressing, I sent him a photo of Alan Watts laughing.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
And
he's like, yeah, true.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the beautiful, like we were talking about before, like,
Yeah.
can you sit in the storm with an open heart
Yeah.
and just trust?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always do. And it's weird though, because you get more material.
Yeah.
You get 3 kids.
Yeah, yeah.
And it becomes a lot more real.
Yeah.
Can you really sit in it?
Yeah. You're going to get challenged. And they
For
say,
sure.
Yeah, and that's part of it. It's how do you deal with that? It's
I
how do
know.
you deal with the circumstances? Can you still be like, can you still be relaxed and still in it?
Yeah.
And when you don't, you're going to be say, well, I lost it today. And then, but it's like when you lose your breath, I used to say that's where a person that's incredibly fit, you're still going to lose your breath, but you regain it really quickly.
Yeah.
You know, when I was a fitness machine, I used to get my breath back like that,
Mm.
and that's part of being a really awake person. You're not going to be on all the time. You go, wow, I'm
Yeah.
in the washing machine, but I'm going to come back on quick.
Yeah.
Like you said, you're 15 minutes later.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, like I even said to my
shake
missus.
okay, and then like the money thing, like you're sure, and,
Yeah.
and it's one of our, I'd say it's one of our 8 riches,
Yeah.
and is one that gives us a lot of opportunity, and it could throw you. And then go, okay, I'm getting caught up in the
Yeah.
headspace again. It'll happen.
And that feeling of coming home, what I was talking about at the start, is that like you lose yourself, and then I'll go sit in my chair and I'll go, exactly like when you sent me that photo, that hit hard because I was like, oh, that's right. This is all just a big cosmic joke, and we're gonna play. It's all right. You can lose it all. Shit can go really bad, and we're gonna suffer. And can you sit in the suffering and be okay with it?
Yeah.
And just know it's just gonna pass. Everything passes.
And I reckon, and then when you're in that question, you know, I think that's where you guys will be fine, because you can ask, and your question is,
Yeah.
what's the impact that we want?
Yep.
You know, what's the impact? What are we doing here? If we go back to that meditation story again, who am I? What am I doing here?
Yeah.
And then ask that question. You go, okay, and then sometimes in that whirlwind or that washing machine, when you're really getting rocked around, it's a good time to ask those quality questions, and then you get really clear again.
Yeah. And then the energy just starts flowing through you. Yeah.
Sometimes you needed a bamboo stick to get clear. You know.
Yeah. It was funny you said that, because I was walking on the beach the other day and I was like, why am I doing any of this?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
why do I want to go in and create more content when I've been doing it for 3-4 years? Like, is it truly what I want? And then I connected with my soul and I was like, fuck yeah, it is. It's everything to me. It's what helps people. As long as my compass is helping people and serving others, I feel aligned in my soul, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah, that's sort of what we said when all that happened. Was like, man, like, as long as we help people, it can't fail.
Yeah.
As long as and it's
Yep.
easy to help people because you want to share your gift anyway, so it sort of comes out as it does, you know. But
Money will come and go, but what are you here for, eh?
yeah, it always does well.
I was stoked to know when I said in the 4-day class that you came with me. I'm just have so much joy in my being to see young crew like yourself with so much passion to go and make a positive difference in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Fuck yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it comes up for that. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, gives me great hope.
Yeah, I love it, man. Like,
yeah.
you forget so many people that tune in, and like we've had families come up to us, and it was funny because I even judged subconsciously this kid. Like he looked like a Eshe sort of. I thought he was a criminal, basically, even though I was a criminal. But like, but I was like, and then he was like 7 foot tall, like this kid, you know, so tall. And then his mum comes up to me, and he was a bit too nervous to talk to me, you know. But his mum comes up to me and goes, "Just wanted to let you know, like our whole family eats this way now. We've all changed. Like we had health issues. They basically just started eating spray-free food and couldn't eat, you know, and at Real Grocer." And then I could see his head was sort of down, and I was like, and I witnessed it afterwards. Like, I thought that of him then, but I was unconscious of it. But I was like, I still thought it, you know.
Yeah.
And even when I got locked up years ago, I saw so many kids in there, man. When I say kids, I was a kid too, but you know, around my age. And I saw how they were just kids, and how really they were just unlucky and didn't have the same upbringing I had. They didn't have the parents. They did. The parents are crackheads, whatever, you know. And it was just like, they're all from the same area too. They're all from like Woodridge and Anala and South Brizzy and whatnot. And you are who you hang out with a lot of the time. So they're all from here, but I saw they still had this softness, like even in there, they still wanted to be liked, you know. They still were like, everyone was very would give things, surprisingly. It was like, "Oh, hey, you need this, brother?" Yeah, it was like brother was the word you call everyone. So it become like a community almost. And obviously things happens amongst that, but most of the time people got along. But what I saw was like, well, that guy that I thought was just a fool, you know, Darrow, I would never really wanted to relate to, it's the coolest dude ever.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Coolest dude ever.
And sometimes it's really good about hanging out with those people that stir you up or bring stuff up because it's your staff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never
I
them.
actually grew up in that area.
Oh, did you?
My friend. But yeah, I actually did 2 festivals this Christmas period, and one was at Woodford. It's like I'm like teaching to the choir.
Yeah.
You know, the people that are into yoga and mindfulness and heartfulness and, you know, hugging each other, and they're my age and all ages there. Every demographic's there really.
That's cool.
And they're there just to really like hold each other and best to life. And then I said yes to this other festival down in Sydney called Lost Paradise. Complete different. These guys are just loose and lost, you know. And I want to get amongst those guys, you know, because they're the people that have got no idea about what I teach. They've got no idea about yoga. They just want to get they want to get loose. Yeah. They want to escape, and they're the people that need to be reminded that what a great gift it is to be human. Yeah. That we get to do a breath, you know. Yeah. You know, that we get to do a human life, because they're still, you know, they're in 20, 25. They're still trying to work it out. And some of them are really confused. Yeah. So, yeah, it's challenging to go down and teach to that group and be amongst that group, but yeah, that's where the work's
that's
needed.
the biggest, fully. It's like
and like you said, the same. They still want to have fun. Yeah, they want to hang out with people that have fun. Both groups do, and they really here. If you get through it, they really here to make an impact. They want to make an impact. Yeah, every human does. Yeah, they just haven't found a way to do it yet. Yeah, that's purpose. You know, so spot on, yeah. It's. I always say it's just a bit more cloudy to see it in that group.
Yeah, I think Ramdas said that. He's like, I went back to. He goes, what I'd say to people now is don't go to India, go to New York. He's like, you'll get much more of a mirror there.
Yeah.
If you can own it, hey.
Yeah. I'm not there, but maybe one day, you know.
Yeah, I know, it's great.
Man, so one last message. Do you have any something you want to sign off with our followers?
Yeah, your books, like where are they for sale?
Yeah, like obviously where do people, like obviously to plug, where do people want to do your courses and find out about you, and we'll put it in the show notes, but also just something you want to say to them at the end.
Yeah, you know, I just feel that, you know, just let gratitude pour through your life. You know, this is such a great thing. It's there, and I have this great saying that's sort of been coming around a lot for me the last probably year, about being empty, happy. You know, of just don't take life so serious, and empty your mind, and then empty all the stories and the narratives and the beliefs and the opinions that maybe caught you in a rut, and then there's a new canvas, and that new canvas can be happy. And can you be brave enough to start that? So that's probably a message to send out. You know, my latest book is Ripples to Waves. So I think that has a great message, is that we don't really sometimes give appreciation of the one little thing that happens. It could be just as you walk out and pat someone's dog now, or the ripple that is. You know, that dog and that person and that who owned that dog saw the love that you had for that dog, so they go give that to other people. And little things.
Yeah.
The little things, the little in between moments are powerful moments. So be awake and be conscious enough to be mindful in those moments, and be part of this human family that you and I and everyone else probably are part of, whether we're conscious of it or not. So
Yeah.
and so grateful for you guys. No, thanks for what you're doing. Thanks for this.
Yeah.
Getting your messages out there.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
It's awesome,
It's
man.
so easy. It's so
Yeah,
easy.
I love it. Every time we like, sometimes it's a bit like you set up all the cameras and that, and then sit down. And you're like, oh, that's why we fucking do this. It's so good. It's meeting people like yourself, and we've had a bunch of beautiful humans on here, and it's the best.
Yeah, you just get to learn so much.
You
Like
do.
for people that are so passionate in what they're into, I'm like, I'm so interested in this. Anyone that's into what they're doing, they somehow make it interesting for everyone else around them.
They do.
Yeah.
The ripple effect.
Yeah. It's
ripple,
like,
yeah.
It's a massive ripple too. It's like, podcasting, it's Instagram. It's like, you can reach so many people now.
yeah, it's like, and what you said then, I've spoke about that before. Like, it's all little choices, like choices to smile at the girl that gives you coffee, to say thank you, to like have your head up instead of on your phone.
So true.
Like, there's all these. They're all like, if we think about how we made it here into regard to selling supplements and whatnot, it started from just reaching out to a woman, Cindy, and we were just nice with her and kind with her, and we did a podcast, and then she was like, oh, I actually make all this sort of stuff, and I like what you guys do, so I can make it for you if you want. And there's no way we were going to do that, and it changed our whole life, man. It gave us passive income, basically, and it gave us the ability to study and learn more, and in turn to get even better at what we do, because it gave us the there wasn't the financial stress behind it anymore. It's easy to start pumping out clients and making money, but there's the difference between the person that starts booking them hour to hour. Then I can't learn off their body. Like, I need to stay with them for longer sometimes, and in turn, it's rewarded me like that with infinite work.
Yeah, it's great.
And it's the same thing. So it's that's such a golden tip, eh? Just ripples to waves.
Fully.
I'm interested when that proposition came to you, and and you had that choice. Why did you make this choice to go this direction? What sang to you then?
Because I believe the universe is always talking to you, right? And then, so I'm doing a massage bar, Melt Me, with my sister. So I want to get just good at hands-on stuff and like little bits of gold amongst it all. Like, I've done anatomy trains courses and things here and there, but I want how can I just upskill myself with the hands-on, so then I can share it to the best of my ability to the massage balm brand, there's a feet thing for the hamstring. Like, it's so cool, and I know that's like, I've had that done before from a Thai lady in Melbourne, but still no one's really like teaching it, so I was like, I might as well, because Phoebe did it. It's just, again, and I've seen your stuff for a couple of years, and I was like, I can say no and it's just another day, or I can say yes and just might as well mix it up. And I said yes, and now you're doing a potty here, and it's all just worked out, and I met cool people, and it's such a good skill. Like, I'm so, like, whoever, like I said, for partners, like, if you're someone that likes it and your partner's into that, it's such a blessing. Because every girl I know, just I put that up, and so many girls message like, can you please do that to me? Like, they all just, it's such a nervous system setting thing, and I'm like, I want to get really sharp at it and really connect and take my time. And I have practiced it a lot. I practiced it a fair bit, and just find the ones, and I'm constantly telling them, like, communicate with me during this, like, okay, would you rather it harder, softer, like things like that. And it's just nice getting feedback from different people.
You're going to jump into something that you don't know, yeah?
Oh, always.
And then when Cindy came to you with that question from the beginning again, when the same thing, like,
I was like, well, might as well.
Might as well. It's like it feels like that's the choice that you guys have.
It's like you said about your business, how you feel it's kind of just naturally, organically.
Yep.
That feeling, if you follow it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've delved into like what that is, and I think it is your soul. It has to be. It has to be. You just get a yes. you know.
yeah.
And I do it with tarot, man. It's awesome because you get that feeling. You tune in that feeling.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, is it which card is it? It's that feeling.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and you're like that one and that it's always right.
Yeah.
It hasn't been wrong yet.
Yeah.
It's great. It's like about going back to your surfing days when you're
Yeah.
paddling. This wave's mine.
That's a big one. Hey, I
This
thought
way,
about that
this one's
earlier.
mine. And my head's down.
Yeah.
I'm committing, and I'm not looking back.
Yeah.
You know,
People don't know how special that is. That wave came from a storm out there.
yeah.
and you're sitting at Coolum at that. Think about how many red lights you had to be stuck at to get to that point in time. And then that way, it's like, it is a special thing when you really think about it, eh? And there's been times when you're in tune and you're in a flow state, and then you're not, and you get hurt, or you like. It's just it's a very spiritual place, eh? And I never knew that. I just didn't know I had that in me because I was unconscious of it. But now I'm like,
So it's
is
like
amazing.
the universe's game. It's like I was
Yeah.
talking to this girl the other day, and she used to see this guy, and they were sort of like getting a bit rocky, and he was getting distant. And then anyway, she went to the beach like 2 days later, and he was walking at the beach with this new girl. And I was like, what are the chances of that? Of you seeing that? And she was like, I know. Like, what are the chances of me seeing that and knowing, okay, can't be with him anymore, you know?
yeah,
Instead of going down a rabbit hole. And like, how often is that stuff happening? Like, think
Oh,
about
all
people
the
that
time.
cheat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Somehow when people cheat, somehow
Yeah.
the partner finds out.
yeah,
You know, it's just always like in the most roundabout ways, like, whoa, you know? And that's just the universe doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so it's like, what is that game that's going on?
Yeah, the thing I'd say about cheating is like, you're cheating on yourself. It's like your integrity is being cheated on, and that's a big thing. And I've been guilty of. I haven't cheated, but I've been guilty of, you know, going past the line a little bit in past relationships and stuff like that. And it hurt me more than it hurt them, because it's like it does. You lose your integrity, your soul.
Exactly.
You're cheating on yourself.
Yeah.
And it sucks, man. You got to hold that guilt and that shame and that it's not worth it.
I was talking to a woman about it
Yeah.
recently, about for a guy's perspective, like from that note, and they're like, it's not conscious. It's like they have this insight thinking the guy's planning to do this and cheat, but a lot of the time it's like it's almost happened to the guy. Like he doesn't, and then it's done, and he's like, "What did I just do?" Like it's like
true. That's
like
true.
for the masculine, it's like it still did it, and there was a possibility to be conscious, and that's the work. But he still almost didn't think he was doing it while it's happening to him or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very hard to explain what I'm trying to say with that.
I think like if your needs aren't being met too, it's a very deep topic. But I like what Christopher Nolan said at Sex at Dawn. He said, "I wish I could have had a chat with Tiger Woods and told him that it's okay for his shadow to come out and to actually be who he truly is. And if he wants to sleep with multiple women, he can do that. But you got to be honest and truthful about it. That's where that's where it gets hard, because being with your partner of 20 years or whatever and telling her that you want to be with other women, it's not going to go down too well.
Yeah.
But it is the truth.
And that's what I was going to ask you, man. 'cause
Integrity, huh?
Yeah.
Like what you said before, that integrity, which is earned, and
Yeah.
that gets thrown into the garbage can.
Yeah.
Ooh, that hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever get it back? You know, it's a tricky
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Do you stand with that same posture again?
Yeah.
If you've thrown your integrity out?
Yeah.
The big things, you know.
It's massive,
integrity
yeah.
and sincerity, they're
Yeah.
qualities that we really value, and when they're scarred like that, that's why you say you're cheating yourself.
Yeah. It's huge.
That was going to be my question to you, actually, from just seeing a man that's been with his woman for 35 years, when just about every man, I'm sure, has lustful thoughts over that journey, especially when you would be in your early 20s, and you would obviously got like these women that you are constantly coming to your courses and whatnot. Have you ever had any like barriers with that, or conscious decisions? Like, what is there any advice you have for other even younger guys of like committing to that, like committing to that 35-year relationship? Obviously she's a woman to commit to. I met your wife, and I could tell her, I could see her talking. I was like, oh, she's a powerful woman, you know. I could just tell, you know, and she was cool. Like, just the energy was so, I don't know, just different, you know, compared to but do you have any advice on that?
Yeah, you know, she'll love that she's been called a powerful woman. She's a beautiful woman, by the way. I've been very lucky. I think that in my relationship, there's been a real essence of purity.
Okay.
You know, and in everything, you know, I've always felt like I got a great gift from the gods when I met her. You know, at a local dance, and that's never changed. I'm not saying that there haven't been girls that have come into my circle, but I've never been interested, to tell you the truth. You know, I've never been. I've picked my one. I'm hanging out, and I just haven't showed any bit of interest. And then once a female sees, oh no, this guy definitely isn't interested. And I did lots of stuff overseas in Thailand.
Yeah.
For, you know, between probably 30 and 40 with, you know, sometimes 90% of the group were girls. But I just go, no, I'm married, 3 kids. I found my girl. So I wasn't interested. I felt like this is the person I'm committed to. I've got a very like a committed, pure nature around me that I really honor, and that's the way I like to run.
That's
so I
awesome.
haven't really strayed from it, and I might feel like maybe when I was younger that an interest. I said, don't worry about it. You know, what's that coming up? Is just have never really been sidetracked, to tell you the truth. And that's just for me, you know.
Yeah.
I think
That's awesome.
I think I found the best woman in the world.
Yeah, nice, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's what you got to say. Yeah,
Sick,
and
man.
it's funny, man, because I actually was talking to my mate last night. We're booking Thailand for March. I've never been. Do you recommend one part of Thailand? Like we were thinking just Phuket or something, but like
Yeah, well, I never did that part. I did Chiang Mai. 'cause
Okay,
I was always going there to study, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Phuket might be. I don't know. I haven't been there for a long time now, but the islands and Phuket,
Beautiful.
there's some good places there. It's like you say. It's you can go to a school, but if there's 30 teachers there, who's the good teacher?
Yeah.
You know, you can go to Phuket and you can what restaurant and who you're going to hang out with, who you're going to meet. So two different experiences.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Chiang Mai. I like Pai. It's
Okay.
up in it's especially if you want to do some Thai massage part. There's a bit more of a laid back Rasta feel up there.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
It's a little bit cooler.
Yeah, I'll do a bit of kickboxing and that. So that's
yeah.
why I'll go to Phuket because they got that Tiger Muay Thai and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's everywhere.
I did a bit of Muay Thai up in Pai.
Yeah.
Sick.
So in the beautiful kickboxing stadiums out in the rice fields.
Right,
Open,
okay.
open air. Yeah.
So you love Thailand, hey? You've been there many.
Yeah, I went there to do the trainings really, and Thai
Okay.
massage. I went there 12 years in a row, but I went there more to do the trainings, and I love the people. To tell the truth, I'm more in love with the Balinese people. That's really where I've been on and off for 30 years.
Okay.
I love
Yeah.
the surf there.
They're
I love,
beautiful. How good is it?
Yeah, the Bali people just got my heart.
Yeah.
They're so kind. They're so friendly.
Yeah.
So gentle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So joyous.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's still my little go-to place.
Yeah.
I
I'm
love
thinking
the
about doing a
Balinese.
month there at the end of the year.
Yeah, let me
sick.
know. Hit me up. I've
Yeah.
got some places. I don't go to all the centres in Bali. We've got
No.
a place up on the east coast where
Yeah.
it's away from all the craziness. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
a bit of old school Bali where you can wrap
that's the
yourself up in
Bali.
a sarong and eat coconuts and watch watch the sun come up.
Yeah.
Pretty special.
Yeah. Oh God, we got a good life, don't we?
Oh, it's
know.
great. It's great.
Can you imagine people listening to us here at the
Yeah.
moment going, wow, look at these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just booked Europe for July too, so I'm gonna go through in Sicily and Venice and whatnot, and
Wow.
and just see it, man. I love what excites me with that is walking down the little alleyway and seeing the nonna cooking carbonara and be like, I got to try her carbonara. You know, that's what excites
Yeah.
me. Like these
Yeah.
cultural people, like it's beautiful.
This is a great thing that's come up because you know how you are in those cultures when you see, I've never done that before. I'm so interested. You go up there and you ask for the ingredients. And
Yeah.
How do you cook it? You know,
Yeah.
Have you got any sisters? Where's your husband? I want to talk to him. And you know, when you go to a foreign country, how open and interested you are. I question myself, can I be like that at Coolum? You know,
Yeah,
can I be that
true.
here? You
Yeah.
know, even though I'm here, I've lived here for so long, but still, hey, what are you doing today, man?
Yeah, fully.
What's your name of your dog? I have that same
That same
inquisitive,
excitement.
curious,
Yeah, it's so true.
innocent child nature.
Yeah.
You see, it tends to go out the window when
Yeah.
I'm home.
Yeah.
You know, and like, where's home? You know, so
Yeah,
it's tricky.
exactly.
So yeah. Imagine if everyone could live a bit more like that with that really, wow, I'm interested in this human.
Yeah. It's like Tony Robbins. I was listening to him again the other day. And sometimes I go to the grocery store and I'm a little bit tired and I don't really want to talk to anyone. But really, he does this thing where he just sort of like primes himself and he like spins and just like snaps himself into a better mood. I'm like, I really could ask that person about their day. Like, you
Yeah.
could be the energy
Yeah.
that so much more comes back to you too, like that. It's crazy
Yeah.
how much, you need this. Like, think about, we go to the markets and they give us so much free stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm Saturday morning, I am happy.
Exactly.
You know, but I shouldn't be like, you know, I guess I'm a pretty happy person all the time, but like there's times that you're tired, you know, and you just
Yeah,
don't
for
feel
sure.
like it. But it always, if you can make someone feel good, man, it somehow just makes you feel good, eh?
Yeah.
What is that? That's the
Yeah.
tribe. That's survival.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
something. Okay.
Yeah.
Love. That's how we're a tribal species.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Man, well, thanks for
Yeah.
coming on, dude. This is
So good. Thanks for your
One
time.
120. That's a good time. Would you like to do an hour? And yeah, so Zentai Shiatsu, Gwyn Williams on Instagram, and we'll chuck it all in the show notes and that, and you can see there and see the courses. I did the 4-day course. I highly recommend it, and it's $600. That is so good. That is so good. You know,
Oh, that's crazy value.
anyone can afford that, and you can add it if you're a massage therapist. You can add it, or if you just want to be this, do that, and then do the further training if you choose to. But even that in itself is such an offering to your partner, but also as a job. Like, people love it. You know, it's very unique.
Yeah.
It's niche. It's definitely niche.
Yeah.
And people respond to it so well. That human touch connection. We're in the world of disconnection with phones and whatnot. We're more connected than ever, yet we feel so disconnected. You know, so this is the way we can connect with touch. So, man, thanks for coming on, bro.
Thank you so much,
Much
bro.
love.
Jake's
Much love.
coming to the next one. You
Yeah.
coming?
Yeah, for
Dude,
sure.
do it, eh?
Oh yeah, I will. When is it?
love
It's in.
The next one that I'll be doing, it will be in August. But like I said, that's with me personally. But like I said before, I've got about 25 colleagues around.
Yeah, I'll come to your one
the
for
world.
sure.
But
Yeah.
I'd love to see you there.
Yeah.
At that sacred mountain.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, so good.
Love the energy there.
We'll have some fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Sick.
Much love, guys.
Much
Thank
love.
you.